All right. So the next use case scenario, we want to know the total contributions in the last 4 months of all accounts. So the purpose is we want to know the total contributions, but just in the last 4 months. Okay? So if you have a question, can you just do a roll-up summary with this? Because account and opportunity is a master detail relationship. You are correct. 100% right. So why am I using this? Because Salesforce limits how many roll-up summaries you can do. If you have too many, you can't create any more. There is too much. So for my organizations, we do a whole bunch of roll-up summaries between the account and the opportunities. So we are counting opportunities and roll it up to the account, and we want to know all kinds of information. And we have hit the limit on how many roll-up summaries that we can create out of the box from Salesforce. Therefore, we are using or utilizing this manage lookup rollup summary. So you are right, you can do this rollup directly in Salesforce if you haven't hit the limit yet. All right. So because our org has hit the limit, we are using this, and I want to show you how we can do this. This is pretty straightforward. So the parent object is the account because we want to count the opportunities records that belong to an account and roll it up. How many contributions in the account gave in the last 4 months, right? So the relationship field, it's obvious, is the account ID of the opportunity. And the relationship criteria is close date equals last end days 120. I'm just rounding this up. This is my own decision. You can change this. So I just count 30 days for a month. So I'm just multiplying it by 4. Therefore 120 days. So close date last 120 days. And the stage name is posted. And the total contribution amount, which is a custom field, is greater than 0. So how many fields are we using? 1, which is total contribution amount, stage name, and close date. This is where you list the fields on this section. Close date, stage name, and total contribution amount. So that's basically it. This is pretty straightforward. The field to aggregate is the amount field from the opportunity object. So the amount of the opportunity, the dollar amount, right? We don't need to order it. We want to sum it, summarize it, right? Sum all the records that belong to this account that match this criteria, which is the last 120 days, right? And then we add it up together and we put the calculation onto this field. Total contribution last 4 months C. So you have to create this field first on the opportunity object. Let me show you on my org here. If I go to opportunity, and then I'm going to show you the total contribution amount this year, last year, last 4 months. So total I'm just gonna type last 4 months. Total contribution. Oh, it's on the account. My bad. Because it's rolling up on the account, right? So account object is the parent object. So I'm gonna say total contribution. And I'm gonna say this one. So I created this field specifically. Total contribution last 4 months. I created this field specifically to to store this information into the account record, right? You create this field first so that you can use it to store it, just like a bucket. Okay, the field will receive all the calculation and put it there, right? So calculation mode is real-time calculation sharing mode system. And first, you cannot make it active. If this is the first time you create this rule, you have to leave the box unchecked and save it, and then deploy the child trigger. Once it's deployed, then you can activate that. So once you activate that, you can full calculate and schedule calculate. This will calculate the whole account and opportunities that exist in your org right away. This is to schedule it daily, weekly, monthly, and so on. Okay, let's move forward to another one right away that's a bit the same. Give count the past 4 months. So what's the difference? For this one, total contribution, I want to know the dollar amount, $50,000, $20,000, $5 million in the past 4 months, right? But the give count, I simply wanted to know, if I switch there, I simply wanted to know how many times, right? How many times? So the aggregate operation is counted. Like, did the account give 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, 1 time in the past 4 months? How many times did they give, right? Everything else is the same. So that's basically the only difference. You want to count it or you want to summarize it or add it together. So in this particular example, I am counting it. So I know this particular account gave how many times. Okay, that's it. And I will see you in the next use case scenario. Bada bing, bada boom. Hit that subscribe button and explore new trailhead grounds and learn to implement the most useful and popular apps on the Salesforce App Exchange. And do yourself a favor, like this video, and you'll be surprised on how much more you understand when watching this same video after liking it. Don't take my word. Watch this one more time after you like the video and see it for yourself. Bada bing, bada boom.